Hey there, I'm back, and today I'm going to be on the original Assetto Corsa on the PS5. It is a PS4 game, but I'm playing it on the PS5. I'm going to take the Porsche Macan Turbo to the Nordschleife. It has 400 horsepower, 550 pound-feet of torque, 1900 pounds, and the rest we'll see on the track. These are the settings I have for it. I'm going to turn off stability control and all that. Traction control and ABS I'll keep from factory. It most likely has it on anyway, but we'll see. And let's see what kind of time I can do with this car at the Nordschleife, if that's how you say it. At least that's how I hear it being said by other people. So, still don't have my CSL Elite. It does say that it is in its final stage of transit. It finally cleared customs. So I should have it, I believe, within the next 2 or 3 days. So I'm super excited for that, for the upgrade. And let's see the setup here. Brake power, sure, I don't need that. I'm gonna keep all, actually this, okay, street, there's no other option. Traction control, you know what, I'm gonna turn it off. ABS I can leave it on, it's a new car. And let's go with these settings. Let's see how this thing handles. As we can see, the button mapping is a little different from Project or Assetto Corsa Competizione. I've been playing that lately. I do notice on Assetto Corsa on the PS5, there's a lot of flickering with the shadows. I don't know why that's happening, but it is happening. Like, I don't know if I think it's possible to see, like, at the back rear window, we can see on the capture. So it is going through all the way. It's not a TV thing. Now, the one thing that I can say is the image looks much sharper on the PS5. The game's not really upscaling, but I had the original PS4, so I don't know if the game was upscaled a little bit, but it does look better on the PS5, in my opinion. Not like a whole different, like a great difference. Let's go ahead, let's get this in my view, my favorite view, and let's go. Bye, buddy. Feel like I'm driving so high up. Oh, I need to put some more sound on this. It's alright. And maybe a third gear. Alright. Maybe I'll do a couple laps to see, because obviously it's at 1 minute 48 because I can't shut the hell up. Well, does not handle like a fucking road car, I tell you that much. Woo. A lot of understeer. I find a lot of understeer. I do have my force feedback turned up to 100, but I don't know. I'm sure this car in reality, you can probably, it's probably, you don't feel the street as much. Like, this is a family SUV, so, except it has a crazy engine in it. But I mean, these new cars, you can't feel a thing. Like, I have my Acura TLX and you can barely feel anything. The steering is so light. I'm gonna slow down here because I have a feeling this thing can't handle this curve with a lot of speed. But there we go. Go down to a third gear, very shaky. Okay, a second is probably the best. Assetto Corsa is always one of those games where I have to come back. I love the game. Like, driving the cars in this game just feels so good, in my opinion. So I kind of wish that with the money that Polyphony has, and the ability to make cars feel realistic, that Kuno's has, they should just get together and make a game. It would be the best sim. Because Gran Turismo is just a very mild sim. It's a sim, but with very light physics. And then ACC very hardcore physics in my opinion. And then this one's kind of like, it's a good sim. Like, I like the physics on this game. I don't know, man. It just feels like I'm driving a real car. Except for my seat doesn't move. I don't feel any G's, but like the steering itself feels very legit. Very, very legit. I'd actually like to buy a Macan. It's not the most expensive vehicle. I believe it's the cheapest out of the Porsche lineup. Obviously not the turbo. The turbo on this one would be more expensive. Probably over 100K, I don't know. But I know there's one that's like 50 something grand Canadian. That's not bad for a Porsche. I'm sure those oil changes and stuff and maintenance are going to cost a ton of money. But I mean, if I was going to spend that, I might as well buy a Cayman or you know, go crazy and buy a 911 because I love the new 911. So yeah, it's an SUV, so obviously not the fastest thing you'll ever see. Very slow. Already have 5 minutes. Also not driving the best, but I'll try my next lap to see what kind of time I can get with this thing. We're up in the straights. Well, you can see like it's a beautiful vehicle. And the one thing I don't like about the new facelift on the Macan is the light. Like, I love the 1 bar light on the 911, and I think even the Cayman would look really nice with that. The Taycan looks really cool with it too. But the Macan, I really like those 2 lights on this particular model. I don't like what they did with the new one, like kind of like, you know, put that light bar in the middle. I know the Cayenne, I think, did the same thing. But I don't know, I just like this one. Like the lights, like really, like they look so slick on this model, the original model. But brands have to do changes. It's obvious. They gotta sell. I just don't think this change was worth it, in my opinion. Other people might love it, so they can't please everyone. For me, the new 911 is probably one of the most beautiful cars out there right now. For other people, they might dislike it. Who knows? I haven't heard anyone say they dislike it. I absolutely love it. I think it looks so nice. Whenever I see one on the road, I kind of have to try to keep up with it just so I can keep my eyes on that thing. Now, this whole plan with my investments to put money aside and in like 5 years get a nice sports car, and COVID is just messing it up for me. It's going to slow down that process. Something that could take 5 years is going to take me probably 7 or 8 depending when this thing is over. But wow, like it's so stupid. Like, you guys making quite a bit less money. At least I'm employed, so I'm happy about that. Maybe at some point I can get monetized on YouTube and make some extra cash. Not a lot. I don't expect to ever get millions of views, but I can get some thousands. I'll be happy. Anything that can add some extra cash flow into the pocket. Just happy to have a job still. For people that lost their jobs because of this, it's sad and it's tough times, and it's not getting better. It just got worse again, and that's really sad that after a year things haven't really gotten better. Vaccines are starting, so that's not bad. I still have my feeling that what should have been done was close everything right in the beginning when this whole thing started. Close everything up. Have police out patrolling, making sure people aren't outside. And I think it would have shaved this down to maybe 2 months worth of COVID problems. 2, 3. I think a couple of months closed. It's tough when the world's so big and you have 200 plus countries. It's really tough to get everyone on board. Then you have the anti-vaxxers, then you have the people that don't believe in COVID, then you have the ones that believe in it but also believe that it's blown out of proportion, which is kind of how I feel, to be honest. I know that it's a legit thing and it kills and all that, but I don't think the numbers justify what's going on. But that's me. Now, what I do hope is with all the time that people had working, people that did get to work, I hope they like focused on making like GT7 good. I hope Kuno's is probably working on an AC2. I hope so. Like ACC has been amazing, and they keep adding cars and stuff slowly. But man, this car is slow. But I kind of wish they made like an AC2 with the physics of Assetto Corsa Competizione, but with like street cars. Because I like driving those GT3 cars, they're amazing. But what I really like is to drive cars that, you know, you can see on the street, but you can't afford. Like this car, I can afford it. Not yet, actually. I probably could, but I would have to make some sacrifices. Alright, let's get a proper lap here. A lot of understeer on this thing. Well, that's good. At least I didn't crash, so that's not all that bad. I crashed now. Alright. We good. This thing was a bit faster, I would have definitely crashed right there. You can tell it's an SUV. Now, speaking of SUV, my kid will be born soon, and I want to get an SUV. Not just because of that, but mostly because I have a back alley garage, and it snowed pretty hard recently, and I could not park in my garage for a good 2 or 3 weeks because it was so much snow. My car, TLX, obviously is a sedan, and it's a sporty, it's the A-Spec. It got stuck. Finally got it out a couple of days later. But as I got it out, getting onto the actual street, I got stuck again, so I had to shovel around the wheels. It just sucked, and I was like, you know what, I need an SUV. So my lease is up in November, or September, I mean, this year actually. And I think I'm financing a car, but I don't know what kind of SUV. I really like the Bronco. I like the Bronco Sport. I like the Macan, but I'm definitely not willing to go spend that kind of money now, especially with a newborn. I like the Toyota RAV4. That's most likely the one I might even get. I like the new RAV4 hybrid. It's looking nice. Its consumption is amazing, and I don't know. It's looking really nice. The Bronco Sport has a problem. You can get a 4-cylinder, but for the price that it costs, you could almost just get the full Bronco instead of the Sport. Like you could get like the bulky one. Because the regular Sport is a 3-cylinder turbo. 3 cylinders nowadays, it's like, come on, man. Put that in a Fiat 500 or something, not on an SUV. Now the regular Bronco looks amazing. And doesn't have a 3-cylinder. Then we also got the Audis, but to pay that much, I'd rather go with the Macan. I'm not interested in Volkswagens anymore. Not their SUVs, at least. Mercedes, you know, that's when you get into Porsche territory. So I'm like, is it really worth spending the same amount of money to get a GLC when I could get this? I'd rather buy a Macan. At the end of the day, I think what I am going to get is probably that hybrid Toyota. Toyota is a great brand. My first car was a Toyota Corolla. I like those cars. Toyota's looking really nice now. Like they're up in their designs. Like they're starting to look sporty and not so like shitty like taxi cars. They're actually looking nice. Then the Supra adds to it. I know a lot of people hate the fact that the Supra has a BMW engine, but you know what? BMW makes amazing cars. If you look at like Pagani, they're Mercedes engines. They're not made by Pagani, they're tuned and stuff, but they're not Pagani engines. The McLaren F1, I believe, was a BMW engine as well, if I'm not wrong. back in the day. So, you know what, at the end of the day, these brands, people want these revivals of certain cars, and it's like, if it costs the brand too much, even though Toyota has tons of money, but if it costs them too much, why not team up and make it in pair? Like, at least they didn't go with like, oh, let's go with the Hyundai, I don't even know how to say it properly. Let's go with the Hyundai engine for this Supra. At least they didn't do that. They're going with BMW, which is some serious shit, right? I'd be just as happy if it went with like a Mercedes or Audi engine. Like, man, like, the only thing I can complain about the Toyota Supra is I feel like they should have used the chassis of the M4 and not the Z4. It would have made it a bigger car, and I think it would have looked nicer. Because I do like the design of the new Supra, but I feel like it's a little too small for my liking. I feel like it could have been wider, longer, a little bit. I don't know, like, pictures side by side with the old Supra. I've seen both on person, just not side by side in person. In pictures, they look almost the same size, but there's something about the 90s Supra that makes it look bulky. Like, I don't know if it's the round edges on the design. I don't know, it just looks like a bulkier vehicle, more aggressive. Kind of looks something like that would compete more with like the GTR. Where the Supra now, yeah, you're basically competing with the 370Z or the 400Z, which by the way looks amazing, like the prototype, in my opinion. Some people don't like it, I like it. I really like the retro. When they do retro designs with cars, I love it. You know, the Mustang in the 90s looked like crap to me. Then early 2000s, they went with that more retro style, and boom, it's beautiful. The Camaro, the same kind of thing. They kind of got some retro lines in there and made the car beautiful. And I still like the new Camaro. Like, I still think it looks nice. The Mustang's looking amazing too. I still think they look amazing. Kind of wish Lamborghini, instead of going crazier and crazier, not that I would ever afford one, unless I win some sort of lottery. Kind of wish Lamborghini made something similar to the Miura, because holy crap, that thing is beautiful. Like, it is so nice. I don't, they just keep going with crazier and crazier lines. Like, I don't think the Cyan, I don't think it's a beautiful car. I don't like the design of it. I think it looks, I don't know, it looks ugly. I would not dump whatever it costs, $500,000 maybe. I would not dump that money on that car. I'd just rather buy one of the new Ferraris, like that new Ferrari Roma. Front engine, but holy crap, is it ever beautiful, and the interior's insane. Like, I don't know, it looks classy but fast at the same time, where the Lamborghini Cyan looks really fast, but I just don't like the lines. I don't like how it looks. My driving has been poor, but this car does not make me feel that confident. It is an SUV, so it is fun though to drive. And I'm at 7 minutes something, which is probably what a normal lap would be if I was actually driving it. Like a professional racer could probably shave a minute or two off of what I'm doing. Maybe not 2 minutes, but let's say a minute. They could probably shave a good minute off. They would probably be ripping through this at full throttle almost. It does not grip that much. But yeah, I don't know, what do you guys think? Toyota RAV4 hybrid? Just because of the consumption, I do live almost 50 kilometers away from work, so my TLX is only a 4-cylinder, 2.4 liter, 206 horsepower, but that thing is drinking. Like, it is costing me quite a bit on gas every week, not every month, every week. So I'm thinking, like, you know what? When the lease is done, instead of buying out the car, let me get something else, an SUV, but something that's not as bad on gas. I do love my TLX. Like, that car, for the price that I paid, I think it is, I'm distracted and messed up. I think it is a beautiful car, and it handles really well. It has a lot of technology in it. I definitely think it was worth the 4 years. 3 and something right now. Alright, so I crashed. The car's acting up now. But yeah, what do I got? 8 minutes 52. So almost 9 minutes to do the lap. I obviously crashed, that wouldn't even count. If I didn't crash, I guess I would have done like 8:45-ish. Yeah, it drives okay. It doesn't handle the best, but it is an SUV, so you get what you get. It was fun. I'm going to go ahead and grab another car and maybe do some more laps, record some more videos. But for this one, that was the Porsche Macan Turbo. Definitely worth trying if you have the game. This is the PS5, or not the PS5 version, PS4 version on the PS5. On PC, you can definitely get any car you pretty much want. And I should actually download this on my gaming laptop, which can handle perfectly fine. It has good specs. I do want to build a computer at some point to download these other games, like, you know, R Factor 2, I have it, but I don't know, I just hate plugging stuff in and out of the laptop. Assetto Corsa, I definitely want to get it on the computer, and I will at some point, to add some cars. Or I can just wait till AC2 comes out sometime. If they're listening, or if they watch this by any chance, please make an AC2 with like road cars, and then keep ACC as just make both, and then update them. Just keep them both going. Have the 2 games. One focused on like hardcore racing, one focused on like street cars just for people to test. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that prefer driving like real life street cars that we could actually drive. And then there's the people that are more hardcore. There's actual racers. I actually saw a video of someone, they are gonna actually make some legit races with ACC. If that's not bullshit. It did seem legit what he was saying. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sub. Getting a lot more views now, so that's good. And thank you to who's watching and who keeps watching. That is good. I am happy. And yeah, I just want to keep doing this, and it's something that I like. Racing games, I do post other stuff, other types of games. Some videos with my new puppy. He's hilarious. I love him. And yeah, I'll just keep going. I hope you guys have a good one and stay safe.